Caitlin Clark just played her first career playoff game, and it was not a pretty game. I think there was many reasons why the Indiana Fever lost, but it starts with Caitlin Clark. If she doesn't play well, they're not going to win. I think she missed her first 8 3-point shots. Kelsey Mitchell was 2 for 10 from the 3-point line, so she also had a pretty bad game. If Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark play bad, I just don't expect this Indiana Fever team to win. They are your dynamic duo. There's been so many games in the past, I'd say 20 games, where it's literally just been Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell carrying this team. Maybe Alexi Hole will come to play. Maybe a Damiris Dantas will come to play, but you have no guarantees. It's only Caitlin and Kelsey, and look, they are willing you to win. So if neither of them come to play, I don't expect this Indiana Fever team to go very far. I don't think the Indiana Fever gave up too many threes in this game, as they only gave up 9. They only gave up 9. That's still a lot, but at the end of the day, it's not as bad as it has been in games past. I do think where they had their biggest flaw was guarding the paint. So many players on the Indiana Fever got blocked in the paint. Besides Aaliyah Boston, everybody was getting dogged on in the paint, and in transition, the Connecticut Sun were just running so much faster than our Indiana Fever players. They were getting so many free layups, and we're going to get to all that. This was the best game DeWanna Bonner has played against the Indiana Fever all season, so the Fever have shown they can play better defense against her, so they got to get there because she's a really big problem, even bigger than Marina. Even though Marina Mabry was cooking in this game, it came at the very end, and I think the Indiana Fever had already lost when she went off, so I'm not too worried about her. I don't think she'll do this again, but you do have to play better defense. It's just so many times where the Indiana Fever players are lackadaisical, not really caring, and the players literally torching them. Either way, let's go ahead and break down some film and see how the Indiana Fever lost this game. I do understand that Caitlin and Kelsey are probably not going to have a game like this again, so it is a pretty encouraging loss, but there was some bad defense. They gave up too many open layups, and those are just things that need to be addressed. Now look at this first play. Off an Indiana Fever miss, you got the Connecticut Sun players running the floor. They are pushing the pace in transition, and you can tell from the very start what team's going to play faster, what team's going to play with more effort. It's going to be the Connecticut Sun. We know the Indiana Fever are best when they're playing fast. I honestly don't know what the Indiana Fever are supposed to do when they play against a team that just does what they do better than them, because you can't have the Indiana Fever adjusting to play a slower game because they historically don't do it well, at least this season. So I really don't know what they should do, but you cannot let this keep going on. If the other team's going to play faster than you, you're going to lose the game. Now check this out. You got the Indiana Fever playing a zone defense. DeWanna Bonner gets it in the corner and hits this contested 3-point jump shot. I don't like this play because even though Lexi Hole contests, she's not as far up as she can be, and it's because she's watching the passing lanes. We see this from every single Indiana Fever player. It seems like the Indiana Fever coaching staff wants their players to care more about watching the passing lanes and gambling for steals than they do actually smothering their defenders. Look, you have players who kill you on the 3-point line, like a Marina Mabry, and even though she was defended fairly well in this game, you did not smother her. If you would have smothered her, she wouldn't have done what she did in the fourth quarter. You have to get into a habit of smothering players. The Indiana Fever players don't smother players. They almost are lackadaisical, and it leads to shots like this. Now check this out. You got a pick and roll between Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston, and look at her peel off and get this open mid-range jump shot. What do I always tell you guys? Off a pick and roll with Caitlin Clark, or in this case Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston's defender is going to go with the ball handler and leave her open. That's going to give her an open mid-range jump shot if she wants it. I like to see her shooting it. I think the Indiana Fever players have to go to Aaliyah more in the next game. I don't want to see Christy Sides force the ball down to the bigs. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm just asking for you to exploit the fact that the Connecticut Sun seem to be doing a whole lot worse with Aaliyah than they are with Kelsey and Caitlin Clark. Maybe we could see Caitlin and Kelsey play off of Aaliyah, but I don't really know if that's going to work, y'all. I don't. Now check this out. You got Caitlin Clark peeling off this handoff / screen from Aaliyah Boston. She gets an open look and she just bricks it. This was the story of the game. Caitlin Clark is the sole reason this Indiana Fever team even has a playoff spot. If she's not playing well, this team is not going to win. She has to make her shots. And look, she had a whole lot of great looks in this game. These are the shots she usually gets. She just missed them today. She's got to make them next game. Look, I don't really expect the Indiana Fever to come out and win the next game. I want to see it happen. I want to see them go far in the playoffs, but I really don't see them winning the next game. But I do expect Caitlin Clark to come out and have a really big statement game because I know she's really mad that she didn't play well. Now check out this next play. Off a pick and roll, you got two defenders going with Marina Mabry, leaving Alyssa Thomas open to hit this jump shot. I do not like this play at all. I've talked about about this so many times on this channel. It's really a shame that we have to still cover this today, but why are we double teaming off this pick and roll? It doesn't make any sense. You don't have to do that. You have help in the paint. You're leaving the popper wide open because you're double teaming. There's no reason to double here. At this point, I honestly don't know if what we're seeing is the coaching staff telling these players to double off pick and rolls for no reason, or if what we're seeing is these Indiana Fever players not knowing how to switch and not knowing how to communicate. Either way, we're too late in the season for you to have these same problems that we had 2 months ago. These are the same problems. If you analyze any Indiana Fever game, this is how they give up all their points. They always double, they leave the popper or the roller wide open, and it just kills them so many times. Now look at this. Off a block shot, you got the Connecticut Sun players pushing the pace. They're running faster than the Indiana Fever players. Look at Veronica Burton. She has outrun every single Indiana Fever player. That gets her an easy layup and one opportunity. This has to be stopped. I honestly don't think this Indiana Fever team can win if the Sun continue outrunning them. The Indiana Fever, one of their biggest strengths is their transition speed. They play with amazing pace, and it gets them so many open threes. Look, if you say their three-point shots is their biggest strength, their threes come from their speed. The Indiana Fever have to play fast. They have to outrun the other team. If the other team's outrunning them, I really don't know if the Fever can win. Now look at this next play. You got Caitlin Clark coming off this screen and just missing this open three-point jump shot. This is not a bad look. This is a good look. She just misses it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Caitlin Clark is the only reason that this team is even in the playoffs. If she's not shooting the ball well, they're not going to win. She is the reason they're here. She's got to play well, along with Kelsey Mitchell, because she missed her fair share of three-point jump shots. They both got to make threes if this Indiana Fever team wants to win. Caitlin Clark is amazing. Kelsey Mitchell is amazing. They can win these games if they both come to play. But if they don't come to play, the Indiana Fever team is not going to win. Now check this out. Off a pick and roll, once again, you got two defenders going with Marina Mabry, but she just takes it to the lane, and yet she still gets a wide open layup. You got them double teaming her off a pick and roll, and she still gets a wide open layup. I honestly don't know why Aaliyah Boston is so far up here. Her being so far up is giving Marina the wide open layup. She might be relying on Damiris in the paint. I mean, you do have two bigs. If Aaliyah wants to come up, Damiris should be able to take care of that, but Damiris is not in the right position. I don't think they had that communication. They both don't obviously know what they're doing, and it leads to a wide open layup with neither of these two big men in the paint guarding Marina. Now check this out. Off a steal, you got the Connecticut Sun players pushing the pace. They're running the floor, playing a whole lot faster than the Indiana Fever players, and it's leading to wide open layups. Notice how Marina Mabry starts running the floor the moment the Connecticut Sun players get the steal. She's running out in transition, and look, she's not cherry picking, but she still got so far out, it seemed like she was, but she's just ready to run. This is kind of what we see from the Indiana Fever all the time. You'll see Kelsey Mitchell or Lexi Hull running the floor, peeling off, and Caitlin Clark will be the one throwing that pass. The Indiana Fever are known for their transition offense. We've seen it so many times. I've covered it so many times on this channel, but the Indiana Fever players are not ready for another team who do what they do better than them. I don't know how they're going to adjust to this. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Now look at this. You got Kelsey Mitchell taking it down low into the paint. The defense collapses on her. That leaves Katie Lou Samuelson wide open in the corner. Katie Lou does not shoot it. She gives it to Caitlin. Caitlin is wide open on the wing. Caitlin shoots it, and she misses it. I don't know why, but Caitlin Clark could not buy a shot in this game. She didn't have a bad all-around game. Even the commentator said it. She didn't have too many turnovers. She had a good amount of assists. She made the right plays. She played decent defense, but Caitlin Clark could not buy any shots, and it killed this team. If she can't hit, then they're not going to win. Now check this out. Marina Mabry comes off this pin down and hits a mildly contested three-point jump shot. What you'll notice here is that Caitlin Clark goes under the screen, and that is not a good decision when you're playing against Marina Mabry. Really, any three-point shooter, you don't really want to go under the screens. You want to fight over them, but since Caitlin goes under the screen, it gives Marina all the space she needs to pull this shot. She drills it. Look, Marina goes on to get into a groove. As she gets into this groove, the Indiana Fever team just gets crushed. I mean, this is where the Indiana Fever end up going down 26 points because they let Marina get into a groove. Now we got to show Lexi Hull some love because she was the only bright spot for the Indiana Fever in this game. As per usual, Lexi Hull was everywhere on the defensive end. She was guarding every single player with the maximum level of defensive intensity. The only problem is she cannot guard the entire other team. Notice how off this missed shot, Lexi Hull is fighting tooth and nail for this rebound. And if you fast forward later in this play, look, off another missed shot, she gets another offensive rebound, and that leads to a layup. She was everywhere, man. This is just one play, but she was doing this for the entire game, bro. Lexi Hull is really a dog, man. I really really love to see it from Lexi Holt. She's one of my favorite basketball players right now in general, not even just in the WNBA, like NBA included. She's just one of my favorite basketball players. I love watching her play. She plays with intensity and effort. And look, she is a bright spot. I know the Indiana Fever play really bad. Look, your best players didn't make many shots. You played bad interior defense. But at the end of the day, Lexi Holt played with effort. And if that effort can translate over into the next game, we might be able to see an Indiana Fever win. Now, with all that Marina Mabrey is accomplishing right now, with the way she's shooting the basketball, somehow, some way, she gets left wide open to hit this wide open three-point jump shot. There's no way we're not paying attention to her. She's literally cooking us right now. She's the reason we're literally letting this game slip through our fingers. And you're not worried about her? You're not prioritizing her? Is this not what we've been talking about on this channel so many times, man? Why do we still have players cooking us and we're not worried about them? Please worry about Marina Mabrey. She is cooking you. She is the priority. Guard her, please. Why is your back turned to her? Kelsey Mitchell, please tell me why. The Indiana Fever are still dealing with these same problems they dealt with before the Olympic break. The Indiana Fever are not a perfect team. Like the Ben Daniel podcast, on this channel, we like to call a spade a spade. When calling a spade, we also call trash trash. The Indiana Fever have a lot of trash habits, and we have dissected that on this channel. Nobody expected them to come in and win the championship, but we did expect them to be able to at least compete in the first round, and they're not going to be able to compete if they cannot stop Marina Mabrey from cooking. You got to stop Bonner from cooking. You got to play better interior defense. There are some things you got to do better, but above all, you got to, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell have to cook. If they're not cooking, you're not going to win. We have to see them make at least half of their shots. Please, can we do that? We need to see that. The Indiana Fever will really be in a better position if Lexi Holt isn't the only player trying to win out there. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. I got to get out of here. Shout out to all the members on the channel. I don't think anybody new has become a member, but I do appreciate everybody who's members, who's been commenting and engaging with the videos. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Shout out to all the members on the channel. But I'm out, yeah. I'm out, y'all. I'm tripping. Anyway, y'all, I got to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did. Peace out.